Hey, Sarah Stanley here, and I have so much on my heart and my mind that I want to share with you. And rather than write it out and be misunderstood, I wanted to again bring it with video because I think when you hear somebody and you see the passion in their voice and in their eyes, you get the message. So I've been listening to some talks about money, and I just found it really interesting how everything in life can really be applied back to our health and wellness. And so many of us are like waiting for a crisis to change. We'll go into go into bankruptcy. We'll wait for a cancer diagnosis, and this is the thing: is that we cannot bankrupt, we cannot cut, poison, burn ourselves into freedom. And the same thing, so if you are bankrupt financially, what are you going to do? You have to start from scratch and figure out what happened. And if you never change your behavior, you probably will end up declaring bankruptcy again. And the same thing about our health, including cancer. Cutting, burning, and poisoning is not addressing the real issue. There's a cause, and so many of us are not focused on finding the cause. We only want to do the quick symptom check of we're going to cut it, we're going to burn it, we're going to poison it, and those are typically known as the big three: chemo, radiation, and surgery. And people will get cancer again because they didn't look at the root cause of what was going on inside their body. So the same thing about our finances and our wealth is exactly related into our health and wellness. Everything goes together. In terms of cancer, stress. Our body holds on to different emotions, anger and unforgiveness. And if we don't address those issues, we're never going to get better. Same with heart disease and diabetes. Everything is focused together. So we got to look at what we're consuming, what we're eating, what products we're using, what air we're breathing. Are we using air fresheners and spraying those Febreze in our bathroom? All that stuff is toxic, and our body's breathing that in. And talking about finances, if we can't get control of our finances, sooner or later a crisis is going to hit. So I want so badly for people to not wait for a crisis to happen, but instead right now take charge of your health, take charge of your finances, take charge of your life. You've got choices. That's the thing. When you wake up in the morning, you get to decide. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. The choices you are making can either help you or they can hinder you. And every day, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I really try to make, ethical choices that not only affect my personal family tree, but that affect the family tree for generations to come. Do we want to, leave them with, a lot of debt or just a poor family legacy? And the same thing with health and wellness. What kind of wellness legacy are we leaving them? We plan for a lot of things, but nobody seems to be planning for their health. So my takeaway for you today is to start planning for your health. And make those wise choices. If you have disease in your family, you can actually change that. Our cells regenerate every single second, and we can either help them or hinder them. So this is kind of a long video. I really hope you take it to heart. Really listen to what I'm saying. I want nothing more than to help you live a well life in mind, body, and spirit. And that encompasses from financial freedom to health freedom to planning for your health so you don't have to get a diagnosis. You can take charge of your life today. I'm at Sarah Stanley on Twitter, sarahstanleyinspired.com. Cheers.